Hey guys, welcome back. This is Faith, of course, the Divine Faith. Welcome to my channel. So we are going to be doing another request because, of course, most of the videos, I would say 9 times out of 10, I am doing requests that you guys send me. Okay, so this request is an update when it pertains to the TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. I think that's how you say her name. Situation. I believe the latest update was that likely or pretty much TJ and Amy are likely out when it pertains to Good Morning America. Now, this is just my opinion, based off of just a feeling that I have about the situation. I was kind of getting the vibe that Amy was kind of like resigning or deciding to let go of her position as a way to stand in solidarity with TJ because he is having his foot be placed on the fire. Okay. So this particular practice that I'm doing right now, I believe I did an event chart for Blueface's situation, his arrest, or yeah, whenever he got arrested, but that was like a couple months back. So I haven't did a horror or horary, which is you're just analyzing the planets, the situation, your question based off of where the planets are at this particular moment. Okay, you can do this if you want to ask about jobs, relationships. Now again, you have to be prepared for the answer that comes out of the chart. Now, I don't necessarily know if it's 100% set in stone, but it's possibly a big chance that it may be somewhat of like a final answer, but who knows? Okay. But either way, so I am a novice even whenever it pertains to horary as well as astrology, but I'm kind of letting you guys into my world or into me learning about this because I just want you guys to see me screw up, to see me mess up, or to see how I do things. Because I'm going to come at this particular practice from a place of numbers, which I know a lot of astrologers or people who like to practice it may not. I mean, I've completely been shot down whenever I try to apply a degree theory. They're just like, it doesn't exist. I'm just like, well, rude. Well, how about you don't exist? How about that? So I'm not necessarily having that great of a time when it pertains to finding I guess other enthusiasts or seasoned astrologers who are open-minded. A lot of them are stuck in their damn ways, and I'm just like, okay, I don't know if I belong here. But anyway, we're gonna keep trucking. I'm gonna keep reading books and all that good stuff, studying on my own, and it's probably gonna take a while, but we're here. So, pardon me. Like I said, now this particular chart, I casted it based on I hate that this thing in the back is still spinning because it's kind of like bothering me because it's like, what could possibly be loading on this page for it to be still spinning the way that it's spinning? I don't know if there's like something on this page that is loading in the background. Oh, there it is. Okay, I see the issue down at the bottom. Trying to resolve some issues whenever it pertains to the website. So I guess my face or something's gonna pop up soon. But yeah, there it goes. So, okay. Anyway, so this is gonna be like going in and out. I hate that. Let me actually close this out and let me go back here. I might have to should pop up soon. Yeah, there we go. I might just have to look at the other website on my phone because the other resource that I pulled up, I said in the last video that I've been learning about fixed stars. So the other resource that I pulled up was literally a whole entire list of fixed stars from Aries to Pisces. Okay, so I was gonna kind of apply that a little bit here to see what we get. But this particular chart, like I said, is from the perspective of TJ. So the question that I asked the chart was, how is TJ feeling about this situation with Amy? That is the question. Now, the thing is, whenever you do these type of charts, it can't be an in between on your question that you are drawing up. Okay, you have to be clear the same way it is when it pertains to like asking the tarot questions. You have to be clear. Some of you guys are not clear and you wonder why the answers come out the way that they do. You're not clear. You have to be set on the question that you have in order to get the answer that you're looking for. You can't be changing your mind as you're writing down a question and like, oh, maybe no. stand on the question, okay? Even if it's ridiculous, whatever. You guys know I don't care. I say crazy stuff all the time. Don't bother me. But either way, so that was the question here. I asked, how does TJ feel about this situation with Amy? Okay. Now, of course, TJ is not going to get the first house. Normally, in these particular charts, especially if you are casting them yourself, you would give the first house to the person asking the question. But since I'm asking the question and I don't know TJ, I have to assign him the seventh. And then plus the seventh house is like public. Okay. So TJ in this instance, he would be signified by Jupiter. Now, before we look at Jupiter, which we can see it up here at the top of the chart, I do want to take a look at the degree that I guess his house is positioned on. Okay. And as you can see, remember I've talked about this before with the degrees, the house that you are referring to, just look at the number that sits on top of the line, and that's the house. So seventh house, it wouldn't be Capricorn, even though it may seem like it could possibly be Capricorn because of the way that it looks. But no, the number is above the line, and that corresponds with the house. Okay. Same thing would be said for your natal charts. Okay. So we see that Sagittarius is on the seventh house. Now we know Sagittarius, maybe Sagittarius in some sort of manner could be maybe somewhat of like public figure, maybe not. But we know Sagittarius is publishing. We know Sagittarius is the traveler. We know Sagittarius is foreign energy. So or foreign things, foreign objects, maybe even foreign people, foreign lands. I can see maybe Sagittarius possibly being a little bit of maybe religious, because maybe there's like a godlike complex sometimes when it pertains to this particular energy. But even outside of that, with Sagittarius, we also have logic, we have flexibility, we have self-expression. I don't know if Sagittarius make good acrobats. I haven't looked that deep into it. We have self-expression, we have love, we have beauty. The challenges, though, when we're talking about Sagittarius, is we have isolation, we have intrusion, and we also do have criticism. Now, what we could possibly say TJ needs to learn in this entire situation is he needs to allow his intuition to guide you, but he may be working against that because of the fact that Jupiter, is in Aries. I almost say repulsive, but I'm not saying Aries is repulsive, but maybe there is something going on with him or someone. Maybe he's starting to find Amy a little bit repulsive in some sort of a manner, or there are certain things that she is doing that is seeming impulsive to him. But that's kind of how it goes. Whenever you have that buffer, or whenever you have that blockage, if we're talking about a third party situation, you really don't see the true nature of the other person because somebody else there is kind of like blocking it. But then whenever those third parties are gone away, now you're left with the full scope of this person. Who's to say you're truly going to like them whenever it's just you? Think about the show Scandal. If you guys watched it with Kerry Washington, and I forgot the man's name who plays Fitz, she said it as well in the show, where she didn't want him anymore whenever he was not with Melly, even though he wanted her, and he really didn't care. For her, it was just like, I can't deal with you whenever you're not with somebody else, because then who you are comes out. I don't know if you guys remember, she moved to the White House, and then she realized that she became everything that Melly said she was going to become. You're just almost like you're just there. That excitement that you have is not there anymore because now you're the main, you're not the side chick. But yes, so it could be one of those things when it pertains to TJ and Amy. But like I said, let's take a look at him, the descendant, which would be Sagittarius, the 11th degree. Now, the 11th degree is an Aquarius degree. So we also know that Aquarius is what? Technology. We know Aquarius can be future forward, to be honest with you. Sometimes Aquarius can be lazy. We're not going to lie about this. Okay. But also, is it community for Aquarius? Hold on, I gotta pull back up my sheet. Where'd it go? Oh yeah, here we go. The scientist, we know the internet, the computers, engineer, author, musicians. I really hope he's not thinking about writing a book, because that would just, I mean, my opinion, what have you really done in that regard to write a book? Or maybe he's going to write an opinion piece. It probably won't be right now, though. It may be some time from now. But either way, okay, let me get back on task. We're going to go to the fixed points. We're going to go to my cheat sheet. I actually found another cheat sheet in my files that I'm going to have to upload to my website when I was scrolling through last night looking for stuff. So Sagittarius 11th degree is a degree of serious delight of senses, indulgent. Would you look at that? Remember, I said the lesson here when it pertains to Sagittarius, with him being on this descendant, he needs to allow his intuition to guide him. However, he may not necessarily be doing that with Jupiter being in Aries, okay? He literally may be going off of impulsiveness, because we know Aries, okay? We know Aries is about that impulsiveness, because sometimes they get too fixated on being first. But another thing as well, Aries can be kind of scary, because it's that hair trigger anger in some type of a manner where you may not really know what's going to transpire. So this may even be a situation as well. I don't know if he abused his power, but possibly. Maybe he had abused his power, and he may possibly still be somewhat abusing the little power that he may have left. That's not your intuition guiding you. I don't think your intuition would be telling you, yes, be controlling or overbearing over this particular person. But what if that's possibly the energy that he's being towards Amy? He may be being overbearing and stuff like that to her, controlling. But with the descendant being on the 11th degree, we could say that at this particular moment, he, in terms of how he's feeling about the situation with Amy right now, he is feeling that he's overindulging. He is feeling that, but I don't necessarily know that he necessarily wants to stop. He's gotten sucked in. It's like a vacuum. Okay. And look, Jupiter is making an aspect to Mars, a sextile. So like I said, Mars is about to enter the first house. So completely selfish. That's why I said this indulgent type of energy. He is being completely selfish in this particular instance. He's not following his intuition at all. Because we may have somebody who may think that he could just start over, because think about it, Aries is the first. It's kind of like, how you're starting off. It's the beginning. So he may feel maybe in that regard that I could just do it over again. I could just expand somewhere else. But what if these other places that you want to expand, they're not taking your phone calls? He may possibly be writing letters, because remember, Aquarius, which is the degree that he is on, his descendant, his house is on an Aquarius degree, which can be authorship. So that's why I said he may possibly be writing letters. Who knows? But either way, so let's see. He's not thinking, because also look, we know we have Moon is how you process emotions. He is living on the edge. He is not even thinking about what's right. He's not even thinking about doing the right thing. We have somebody who may literally be on the path of self-destruction, and it started with this particular relationship. But let me go to, now we're going to go to the sign that he's in. So we know that he is in a way signified by a Sagittarius descendant at 11th degree, which could be one that's very indulgent. And then we're going to go and find where he is at. So Jupiter is placed in the 11th house, which is hopes, fears, wishes, community, charity, older siblings, excuse me. I think third house may possibly be third marriage. Yes, because ninth house is second marriage. 11th house is third marriage. Okay. I mean, I hope that he has not proposed to her, or we could maybe say he's possibly maybe made some sort of a proposition to her. Maybe it may be somewhat like marriage. Who knows? But this is scary, because he's not thinking. I don't think he's using his intuition at all. Aries is sex as well, and Mars is sex. And as you can see, they're combining right now. Okay. But also there may be a sense of relief from him as well. in a way that the affair, the secret is finally out. Because again, his Jupiter is hitting Mars. Mars is coming out of the 12th, which could be the house of secrets, the house of bed pleasures. Mars can be, 12th house is subconscious as well, but also its affairs. So his affair is out. And that may be why he is, yeah, I don't know. He's like loose. Come on, some of you guys, you hate to say it, but you know what it means whenever somebody's talking about, well, they're kind of loose. You know what they're saying. What's the song by Nelly Furtado and Timbaland? Promiscuous girl. But in this instance, it would be promiscuous boy. So yeah, he's running wild, man. He's like a child, possibly. But I almost said hard headed, but let's go back to what I was saying. So Jupiter, Aries, 6th degree. Now the 6th degree is a Virgo degree, okay? And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Virgo is tied to divorce, or is that Libra? Let's go to the book of rulership, because I think it might be Virgo, but it may be Virgo and Libra, maybe, depending on what the book says. But I haven't really, I think I was supposed to look it up last time and I completely forgot. Okay, let's look. Divorce is, well, if I can find it. Divorce, okay. Public attitudes towards divorce are ruled, or number 7, and divorces are 7 in Venus. So let me go look at 7. Oh, maybe that's moon. 7 may be moon, but the key in this one is different. Okay, divorce is Libra. Divorce is Venus. Is he touching that? Okay, no. He's not touching that. So let's go back now and let's go to Aries 6 degrees, because I don't know what Aries 6 degrees says. Aries 6 degrees, cunning, look at that, diplomatic and defensive. So that kind of goes along with what I was already saying. So where TJ is at right now in terms of this situation with Amy, it feels that he's being defensive because of this indulgence type of attitude that he had. Now it feels like you're trying to defend your decision, even though your intuition may be telling you that you were wrong in doing this the way that you did. But it's one of those things where he may literally be trying to die with the lie. Like, it's too late for me to back out now and try to think about doing the right thing because I'm in too deep. I already made that impulsive decision. Okay. So, but I already said in the chart that I read about them, where I was kind of getting the fact that he was a little bit cunning in a way. But even the degree that he's on here is saying kind of like the same thing, very cunning, especially when it pertains to, here's the thing, when it pertains to TJ, you can easily get caught up in him telling you what you want to hear, because look, he's making an aspect to Moon. I'm not saying that, who knows? He could be this way. He may not be this way. But my opinion, she may be possibly taking care of him on a financial front. And that may, right now at least, and that may possibly be another thing. Like, I don't know if they live together. Who knows? Maybe she's paying the rent or something like that. But it still goes back to my original thing, where it's kind of just like, oh, this may not necessarily be the right thing to do, but I'm in it now. So I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. But it could be, like I said, your intuition is telling you that you're out of your damn mind. You're overindulging. You're doing too much. You're not thinking. Okay. So it just gives me this vibe in a way from him, where he's feeling like excited. Like I said it before, like a kid in a candy store. It's almost just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And honestly, maybe, get me wrong, maybe this is TJ's first time across the pond, if you know what I'm saying. So that may possibly be why he's so excited. It's almost just like, I can't believe I bagged one. Like, like it happened, So, but you see, you're going, it's like the Two of Swords. You're going in with rose-colored glasses, okay? You're not paying attention to what is in front of you, okay? But anyway, so his 11th, oh yeah, his 11th house is, well, the 11th house in this particular chart is actually in Pisces. You see, that's a big house right here. This covers a lot of real estate. This covers a lot of territory. A lot of people could possibly fit in this particular house. Okay. So I don't know if he has possibly been on the hook for more than one affair, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was. Now, I would assume that I would probably take, I don't know if they're in a relationship. Maybe the public would consider them in a relationship at this particular point. Maybe. So I'm going to take a look at 7th, because normally in these particular type of charts, to see about the person you're in a relationship with, you look at 7th house. Okay. So and I could be wrong about this method. So I'll probably take it the same way. I'll take 7th from him. So since he, again, is in Aries, we'll try to find Amy in this particular chart. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She is Venus. Okay. So Amy is behind him. He's already possibly working on moving on. Okay. Sorry about that. I thought I paused, but so he doesn't want anything. He just wants me to see his finger, and he's coming back. Okay, so 7, like I said, she's behind him. But in a way, you can see she would be considered Venus, so she's exalted. I tell you, like I said, I think I believe, like I said before, I think she walked away as a means to show her support for him, but I don't think she was in the same boat as him in terms of, like, you have to go. I think it was a decision on her part to be like, I'm just going to walk away from my job. Maybe for her, it was because, I don't know, maybe she felt like they weren't being fair to him. But, well, Jupiter's not, even though she is behind him, I would say that eventually we could say that she is going to catch up, because I believe that Venus moves faster than Jupiter. Jupiter hasn't really moved that much since a minute since it entered Aries. I think Jupiter entered Aries like last year or something like that, and it's only now at 6 degrees. So it's been a minute. So she's gonna catch up to him eventually, and it just kind of feels like it's like she's throwing her career in the garbage for him. They may not necessarily be meeting eye to eye at this particular point. But I would say that these two possibly, do like each other, because look, they have an interest in the same thing, but also the interest maybe now could be, I think they do live together, but I think she's paying, my opinion. I could be wrong. I think she's paying. So my gosh. So it almost to me kind of comes across like he's not trying to mess this up, even though like I said, even though something in him may be telling you like, but he's not really trying to listen to that. Okay. And with her being exalted, she's in love with him. There may be distance here because, she's in the house of, what is this? Career, public life, image. So in some sort of a manner, she's not necessarily wanting her image to be completely tarnished. She may be wanting to put across to the public that she is in love with him. And I don't know if she is or isn't. She may be in love with the idea of being loved, and especially if this situation is new, that may really be what gets her gears a rumbling. Okay. But it could be, they come from two different worlds. They come from two different communities. So maybe in some sort of manner, that could possibly be why she needs to catch up, because she's going to need to catch up in a manner of understanding where he's coming from. Yeah, look at that. It's like they both are hitting Mars and they both are hitting Moon. So she as well is also, and in my opinion, It feels like that she was the one that really wanted this out there. TJ, maybe not so much, but for her, because again, like I said, I do feel like that she is in love with him. I'm not saying he doesn't care about her, but I think she really, really likes him. Okay, so like I said, um, it just feels like she wants it more, which I think I kind of mentioned that anyway, whenever I pulled the energy on these two. Okay. But he for certain, I would say, is probably taking this as a new beginning. And she probably is taking this as a new beginning, in some sort of manner. These two are possibly a little bit possessive of each other. Especially if we're talking about, second house is possessions, but also your second house is your self worth. Okay. So there was no, I don't know. I don't know if they're trying to say one person manipulated the other person. No, there's no manipulation here. These are two consenting adults. There was no any of that extra stuff. It just feels like it got a little bit out of hand. Okay. But either way, and it looks like his Jupiter, or TJ as Jupiter, will be coming into a conjunction, if it's not already, with Chiron. And we know Chiron is the wound to heal. Oh yeah, it's applying by was it like 2 degrees or something like that? Or no, 2 units, 2 units of time. So Jupiter could be coming towards Chiron with maybe like 2 weeks, or landing right on top of Chiron in about 2 weeks, maybe. Could be wrong about that. But either way, so we know wherever Chiron is placed is where things need to be healed. Okay. So we know Aries is the athlete. Okay. And think about it. We can even possibly say Aries is kind of like the jock at school. Some of you guys know exactly what that is. Some of you yourselves may have possibly been jocks. Who knows? But you know how that attitude can be. You know they can have the chip on their shoulder. And this is what he's needing to heal. He's needing to heal possibly that chip on his shoulder. And actually, let's take a look at the 12th degree of Aries. It's a degree of reward, suffering, honors, and endurance. Okay. So suffer through it, you know? So that could be where he's at right now. He's having to learn, well, I don't know. This is a difficult one. I think again he's having to learn about his impulsiveness, but also there's obviously some type of lessons that need to be learned when it pertains to endurance, when it pertains to honors, when it pertains to suffering, when it pertains to rewards. And I don't know if maybe he may be kind of like one of those people where it's like, you know what, all publicity is good publicity, but that is just asinine because all publicity in some sort of a manner is not good publicity, especially if you did something stupid. Okay. So, and then we know Jupiter likes to expand. I mean, even if we just take a look at what's happened as Jupiter has entered Aries, there's been a lot of, hair trigger things going on when it pertains to reactionary, especially when it pertains to like guns, anything that's tied to Aries, war, stuff like that. So, you know, it could be one of those things here. Maybe the lesson is that you have to make sure that what you're fighting for at the end of the day is worth it, and you're not just suffering just to say you've won, just to say you've gone to war, you've won the war, or you've won the battle. You could have very well won the battle, but what about the war? You may be completely like ignoring that, not paying attention to it in the way that you should. You know what I'm saying? So let's look at, she's Pisces on the 8th degree. The 8th degree is Scorpio, is it not? Yes. 8 degrees is Scorpio. So let's take a look at Pisces 8 degrees. Remarkable fortunes, adventurous, uncertain livelihood, power, pilgrimage. Like I said, I don't necessarily think that this was like she gets a letter or she gets something from, ABC, and they're just like, well, we're letting you and TJ go. I don't think so. I think she got noticed that, hey, they're going to let TJ go because of everything that happened. But they're going to keep you on. And then she's just like, no, No. So in some sort of a manner, we know again the 10th house is public. We can say she's, and then we know the moon is also public opinion. We can say that she looks better in the public eye, in the public's eyes, when it pertains to this situation than TJ does. She looks better in the public's eyes because they're kind of just like, oh my God, you're so strong for going after the one you love and being with the one you love. And whereas this one, they're just like, you can't keep your dick in your pants. It's completely two different worlds, even though they both are equally guilty, honestly. So I think that might be it from what we need to look at with this particular situation. Yeah, because he's squaring the moon, so he again his you know his stance with the public is not good, and more importantly, his stance within his own community is not good. He's possibly just coming across as a traitor, but for him, he's just like, oh my God, like I cannot believe that I'm on the other side of the pond. So TJ is trying things, whereas Amy is in love. I don't necessarily see how this is going to end well, to be honest. Because maybe for TJ, he really does just want to, get off, multiple times, possibly. And it's kind of weird because how she is kind of like having favor when it pertains to the public. You see how his Jupiter and Mars, and actually Jupiter, I don't know if Jupiter and Mars are enemies. They may. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, gotta go back here. Jupiter and Mars are friends, okay? Venus and Mars are eh. So, the sex for him may be wild because we know Mars is sex, but for her, because hers is hitting a square, for her, even though I do feel like that she wanted this out more than him, for not the same reasons. Like he may have wanted this out so that he can be free from the shackles of the 12th house, because we know the 12th house is also prisons, so he may have felt imprisoned by his community or by his situation or whatever the situation or whatever it was. And then for her, she, wanted out more because, like I said, she didn't love. She just wants her feelings to be known to people. Like, I love this person. I strongly like this person. But yeah, I think he has, I don't want to say agenda. Maybe he has his own agenda, but, kind of comes across that way. I'm going to move this right here so that I can shuffle the cards and see if this aligns with what the cards are going to say. No, he's a Leo. I just don't remember the day. I think she's an Aquarius. Maybe. If she's an Aquarius, oh my God, those Leo Aquarius relationships can be self-destructive. And I can only tell you that because I had to witness it from a Leo Aquarius relationship, and it went on. It felt like 8-9 years. It's just self-destructive. Oh, there it is. Look at that. 6 of Wands. When I asked the energy about how is TJ Holmes feeling about this particular situation with Amy, and is exactly what I was already talking about. 6 of Wands, okay? Power, praise. I mean, she clearly has the power. And she also, and actually the executives seem like that they're on Amy's side, even though they're equally guilty. What you gonna do? Okay? But yes, look at that. A powerful woman. He feels, and it goes exactly with what the chart says. Amy, according to the chart, is a powerful woman. She is exalted. Honestly, she may be the first one to get some sort of a deal if we're talking about like with a new with a different company or something like that. Yeah, 5 of Swords. She may possibly be a little bit more possessive over him than he is over her, but I still think in a way that they both are possessive over each other. Okay, and I actually do feel like there's some sort of drinking problem looming here when it pertains to them. Four of Pentacles, the Judgment. Yeah. In some sort of way, I actually getting the energy where it kind of feels like he feels like if he hangs on long enough, he'll get his job back, or she'll pull some strings to get his job back. Because again, she is in the position of a powerful woman. I mean, she's coming through with the High Priestess and the Judgment, which is another energy that my opinion I see as power. It's like with great power comes great responsibility, type of thing. The Fool. Oh yeah. I think she's absolutely spoiling him. But I'm telling you, even though he's in this phase, I guess, the warmth, even he is kind of like saying, you know, she lacks the warmth. Even though she is strong and like she's holding him down, that warmth that he may be used to, or the warmth that he's looking for, it's like she doesn't have it, because she's coming through as the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. She can be so businessy. Queen of Swords and the High Priestess. Not saying it's terrible. You know, maybe sometimes a bit irrational, maybe. But I still it still goes on what I said. It does feel like his intuition is just like, you know, maybe you made an irrational decision, or this is just not smart, you know? Yeah. Did I say something about, I don't know if maybe he's like, maybe something about marriage, because I talked about the 11th house being a third marriage. I don't know if he's been married twice, okay? Or I don't know if he's going to get married 3 times, but maybe he's going to get married 3 times, you know? Ten of Pentacles. This is whenever things are going to start getting murky, because I don't know if either one of them have kids, maybe, but it feels like coming up there may be some sort of like, I guess, family meeting in terms of meeting children, but I don't know if that's the right thing to do, in my opinion. It's going to be hard to maintain, it's going to be hard to sustain this particular relationship, especially from Amy's side. And I'm talking about Amy being able to maintain TJ, you know, from not being himself. Because like I said, with him being in that particular energy, you know, he's along for the ride right now. I don't necessarily think, and you know, he's gonna be losing quite a bit of money as well. But I already kind of said that anyway. So even the cards here are kind of like saying this is not going to last. Okay, but you know, but maybe Amy knows him. Yeah, look at that, Five of Pentacles. Something is missing. Yeah, but yeah, yeah, damn. He can't go back anymore. Remember I said in the last reading, I said that he's going to go back to his wife? I think he tried. And at that point, she was just like, it's almost like I have to say no because you've embarrassed me. Even though I would like to say yes, you've embarrassed me. How could I possibly say yes, we can work it out at this particular point? Yeah. So it's almost like in a manner his ex-wife or wife, because I think he may still be married. It's like she's trying to prove her strength, you know? Okay, let me look at Amy. I'm telling you, I think Amy is in love with this guy. She finds him funny. Okay. I think these two gossip like schoolgirls, honestly. But, you know, Hierophant, first card out the gate. She wants to be married to him. Yeah. I think maybe he's already proposed. That would be nuts. That would be crazy. Hierophant, Knight of Cups, the Three of Cups. That looks like a wedding to me. But I think this is what she wants. She wants to be married. And it's so odd how marriage didn't come up in the cards whenever I pulled the energy on TJ's feelings to her. It didn't come up. But yeah, look at that. And now Nine of Swords there, rejection. That's why I say it's what she wants. And now I'm starting to think that the Knight of Cups is maybe simply just good for manifestation. Like it's something that you want, but it may not necessarily be something that happens. Maybe. Let's look at the other stuff. Ace of Cups. Yeah. She doesn't really want to show her emotions, like how deep she is in like, but I really think she's in love with him. Okay.